Today, in Roadcraft, we're connecting two roads on the DLC map Washout, and when a difficult objective presents itself, there's only one truck that comes to mind, the Proseka. Today, we're letting nothing stand in the way. Hey guys, welcome back to Roadcraft. Today we are on the DLC map Washout and building some roads westward through the map to connect a few places. Here, I'll show you what we're doing here. Last time we built a road through this swamp here. That was a fun task, and that road's going to come in handy because we're going to kind of expand on it today because I've been working further west. I explored a whole bunch of stuff over here. Finally found the construction depot. That was a huge thing because now I can buy service tokens, so now I can teleport vehicles on the map. That's just huge. And I parked. What I did was I got the Rusty Lynx out, which is a vehicle I never use. I never used the Rusty Lynx, so I parked it down here. So we have a permanent vehicle at the shop, so we can buy stuff if you want. So I found that. Got some new objectives, and so what we're going to do today we're going to run some. Let's do it right here. Restore the communication network. We're going to run these objects, these supplies, whatever, up to this radio tower up here. Now, so this does play a part in the road we built last time and the road I just finished building right now. I'll show you here in a sec. So our swamp road, oh yeah, is right here. Our swamp road is right here. And that takes us up to this thing here. Now, if you come out of this place and you cut across the field of tree stumps, you end up at this place where the bulldozer we're currently driving is parked. And if you go a little west from here, you come to a road they want you to build. I just built this. It was really easy. No point in making a video on this. This was super easy. This is it's one of the ones they want you to build. And if you follow this, it takes you to right here. Well, I happen to know from a previous objective, if we just plow down some trees, which is really fun, by the way. I love plowing through trees. We end up right here. And look what's right here. This is this objective. So what I'm saying is, we've got two roads on the way out here. Like, if we look at the, here we go. Look at the Highland Base. We can take the road all the way down to the swamp, where we already have a road going through there. No road here. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off by putting kind of at least a dirt road of some sort. You'll see. From here to here. We now have a paved road from here to here. So today we're going to work on a little bit of a road. Eventually I want all this connected by a road. But so today we're going to work on some of the section between the oil pumps and this paved road that they just had us build. And I also want to work on getting a path up through these trees. I've already had to make this track once to grab there's an objective to unlock the construction depot where you have to grab a truck from here and get it down to the construction depot. It was really difficult. I wish I'd made a video on that. But anyway, first things first, from the oil pumps to down here, because that paved road is, right back there. Right back there, that's where the paved road is. So I figure, I stopped this here because this gets kind of deep. And since we just paved that road here, we have all our equipment here. So we're going to grab our dump truck. It's at the far end. It's at the far end of the road. So we're going to grab this dump truck, take it down there, and I'm going to fill in some of those mud holes because it will become a road. I mean, as long as we get our road construction equipment right here, yeah, we're going to fill in some of these mud holes. They were a little deep. And yeah, we'll make this over time. I'm not paving everything straight away today, but we're going to have to run roots and stuff through this. Like, I don't know for sure, but at the same time, I kind of do. Because up here on my left, there's a truck shack right there. Which means somewhere through here, there's going to be a route. So, where's this mud hole? Yeah, so the paved road is behind us up here. Here's the thing. If you look right here, the road curves down here and then goes up. Yeah, let's grab my mouse. It's easier. Grab my mouse. The road comes all the way around this. Well, this right here is just a field of tree stumps. Just a crazy field of tree stumps. So we're going to build our own road from here, yoink, to right there. So we just got to plow through like 20 tree stumps. That's fun. I like plowing through trees and tree stumps. That's why we got the dozer up there. We're going to fill in this mud hole here. That way it's easier for other vehicles to drive through here. Kind of tip this out a little bit. So some of the less capable vehicles can make it through. We already had the dozer here anyway. We'll just smooth this out a little bit. Oh, and actually, there was another spot where it was... Oh, yeah, actually up here to the left. That's where it was really deep, but we won't have to go there anymore because we're going to make this road straight up this hill. All right, straight up the hill we go. Just push these tree stumps over. And I don't necessarily plan on... You know, I found this thing... This blade is not as fast at pushing these over. I think I am going to grab the Vostok. Unfortunately, it's kind of in an unreachable spot right now. It's at the construction depot. And this is a place right now, this is kind of a one-way trip. Getting across these sections of road is... Actually... Well, let's do it. Yeah, the way I got here is, well, pretty interesting. They have you deliver a truck down here, and you get across these two impassable gaps. They have these, you're supposed to make a bridge out of these things here, like you see right there, like this piece of wood, but it's about impossible to bridge these gaps. The way I got that truck here was with the Vostok. Using this thing as a tow truck is OP, because when you can't pull the truck, you can just lift it up. So what I was doing is, to get that truck here, I was just towing it with this thing, and then I was just dropping the truck into those holes, getting this thing around, and then lifting it back out, and then continuing on. This thing can go around all this stuff here, but yeah, I might build a road through here if I see there is a need to. Right now there's not. We can go around this by going up here. There we go. I think I got around most of these trees, and this will put us out on the other side of this gap. Then there's just the other one to cross. Can we cross that other one by going up here, I wonder? Maybe. Forget how I crossed the other one. I could build bridges across them, of course, and I thought about doing that today. I was like, what should I do in today's video? And I thought about building a bridge across those, but there's just not much need. The only place they go is the construction depot, as far as I know, and now that I've reached the construction depot and I've got a truck parked there, I don't really need to get there again. Okay, so I guess I gotta jump this guy off a cliff. Alright. Bonsai. Oh, yeah, okay. Whew. Good part about tracked vehicles, they have good center of gravity. Oh, but I got hung up. Oh, no. 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 Oh, hang on a second. Yeah, no, I think I'm boned. No, I refuse to admit defeat. No. Alright, well, it was a valiant effort, but we're just going to have to teleport it here. Yeah, no way around it now. So, one service token, big deal, 1,500 bucks. The tragic part is that I got this thing across those gaps, jumped it off a cliff, and then, but anyway, I just wanted this thing over here because this thing is, in my opinion, this is my favorite thing to bust tree stumps with. I think it's faster than the mulcher. The only weakness of this thing is it can't get super low tree stumps, but the ones that are low, we'll just drive over and dump sand over them or something, I don't know. Yeah, this thing doesn't have a super low front end, but if it can hook on a tree stump, it can push it over. This is one of my very favorite vehicles. Alright, so we just gotta take it nice and slow, push these guys over. Yeah, this thing pushes them over, I think, faster than the mulcher can cut them even. Okay, this one back here was too low. Maybe not from this direction. Maybe I can get it from this direction. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Push those guys over. We want a road straight up this hill here. You still want to get the stumps under the thing, because then you might get stuck. This one here looks too low. Maybe we can back into it. Nope, we got it. We got it. There we go. Push that one. We'll back into this one. Yeah, who needs a stump mulcher when you can just push them with a frickin' tank? Guess a safe path up this place. And I will pour some sand once we get a couple more pushed here. Once I'm sure it's safe for the dump truck, we'll, oops, did I get this thing hung up? Nah, I'll get it off this. We'll pour some sand, so that way I know which way is safe to come through with the other vehicles. And, pouring the sand will also dig up any other stumps that were in the way. This is just going to get us a rudimentary road up the the hill here. A little shortcut. Now, try to just dump this sand real thin. Doesn't really matter, I guess. We just want to... Just a little path up here. There we go. Alright, now we have a marked, safe route through the field of stumps. So, this is like kind of step one at connecting these roads. But now I want to do the fun part. We're going to start building a road up, kind of a similar deal, up through that forest. We're going to get up these things, see what these objects are we're going to deliver. I just want to put in, I mean, this is a huge road project, like as are many of the huge connecting projects that we've done across these maps. This is going to be a huge thing, so we're just doing it a little bit at a time. Alright, so let's head up for where the next section is. So, got this little bit here. It's actually coming together kind of quick. Right up ahead is the section that we just paved. It's not an objective, it's weird. It's a road that they want you to pave. You know, it's got the preset, you know, road construction request for it. But it's not an objective or a side objective. There's no objective you can track at all. It's just sitting out here, just like, here's a road, you want to build it? And being as there's a truck shack right there, it tells me it's probably going to be used for a route. So we're going to get to the other end of this and push up through the trees. Alright, so we are at the end of this. Now the objectives we need to get are 200 meters north of here. So let's show what we're looking at. Okay, they're up here. I've already pushed these trees. This is a piece of cake. So what we're going to do is we're going to do the same kind of thing we did over there. We're just going to do a little kind of ghetto dirt road up through these trees. Just something to get started with. See where that comes out. Where's what point should we go from? Yeah, just from right here to, I don't know, find a way to here. Yep. Basically, this is my favorite part of the road. Yeah, this is the best part right here. Just scouting it and, well, any trees in the way. I guess I should have put 2 permanent marks maybe. Yeah, maybe I should put 2 permanent marks. It's, green stars. Let's use green stars. That way they don't go away when I drive over them. Okay. So we're pushing over any trees in the way, which, yeah, this is, well, we're going to want the dump truck here and this. Easier to push the trees with this than a full dump truck. We're going to have this here anyway to smooth over the sand. Timber! Timber! This is the best part of the game. I could do this all day long, just pushing over entire forests of trees. It's fun. Yeah, we are not letting nature stand in our way. Not today. We are making a road up through here to this place. Why am I going so darn slow? Guess I'm hung up on that tree. There we go. We can leave those trees alone. That tree over there looks too big to push. These trees up here. Oh, what am I on? Okay, we got us a thing here. Yeah, that's nothing we can't build a road over. Yeah, I remember I encountered that when I camped here last time. We'll level that out with sand. It actually looks like a... Yeah, it's an oversight on the map. It looks like a little... Well, it looks like it's almost a straight drop. Looks like a little... I don't know. Doesn't matter. Alright. Let's push these guys over. We'll just fill that in with sand and be like it was never there. Push these guys over. It is really satisfying pushing trees over. I like the way that, you know, you hit them, their leaves start falling, and then they bend and they fall over. Make those very satisfying, you know, clumpy tree wood cracking sounds. You can hear the trees and the trunks at the ground. It's just really cool. I like the way they flex and bend, and I've never seen physics like that on trees in the game before. All right, boom, we're here. This is not the place to run a road. No, we'd want to run it around. Wonder if we can move these big tanks. Maybe, maybe not. Let's push these trees down just in case. Just in case. Push some more trees down. All right, so just in case, we can bring the thing around this way. All right. I think this is all in quarry range. Let me make sure. It is. The truck's out of it now, but just barely out of it. Yeah, it's right over here. All right, let's get the truck over there and get some sand poured, and then we're going to see about delivering these objects. Whatever these objects are, we're going to find a way to get them to the top of a peak where the radio tower is. See, I just figured that as long as we're out here working, and we're kind of... Yeah, let's start putting this road here. We're going to need roads out here in some form or fashion. All right, so here's our first green star. We'll just start... do a little sand pouring. Let's try to keep it, you know, as just a minimal, just a little bit. If, you know, mostly just kind of mark where we're going. We're probably going to hit that big ledge somewhere here. Yeah, that'd be it. Here, we'll just dump our way out of it. That's actually not a bad idea. I didn't have enough sand to really do that. That would have been cool. Well, the idea was when I hit that thing, it was supposed to stop me. And I was going to open the bed up all the way and let the sand just literally propel my truck over it. But kind of didn't exactly work out that way. Doesn't matter. Here we are. Whoops. Hit my A-brake. There we go. Just go ahead and pour the sand around this way. It doesn't matter where the sand's going. Let's just go this way. There we go. Perfection. You know, once you've done this for like about 50,000 times, I used to complain about pouring sand. Yeah, once you've done it about 500 times, it does get a lot easier to pour it smoothly. And I mean, once you've done it a lot of times, it gets a lot easier to do it smoothly. Except when you're in deep mud and in swamps, and it's literally throwing your truck up in the air. Yeah, like if you're up to your tracks in water. It does that thing where it literally throws your dump truck in the air. Well, there's really no way to contend with that, but I've gotten pretty good at pouring forwards and in reverse pretty smoothly on a good day. It's possible. I'm on Xbox controller. I'm on PC, but I'm an Xbox controller. Using the shoulder button and the A button and the X. Using to move the bed up and down. Not the, I'm saying that because, as in, not the sticks. I don't use the stick to move the bed. I use the A and X. How do you guys do it? That's what I do. So yeah, I just left a little trail of sand. Honestly, this is enough to pave, though. I just left a trail of sand, but this is honestly enough to pave. Wow, got this far on one bed of sand. Yeah, pretty nice. All right, now we're going to get up here. Oh, yeah, we need to get a truck. What should we move these things with? Well, let's look at the terrain. We got to move them over. Yeah, so that's what we're doing now. We got this guy here. In fact, we can remove these marks. Don't need those there anymore. We got to get these objects here. Oh, let's scout these out. Let's see what they are, how big they are. Oh, okay, I see them already. I see them. They're big. It's going to take either 2 trips or we could do something really silly like bring a semi. And they've got to go to this up here. Well, there's ways to get up there, and then there's... Do I think I could fit one of the... Let's see exactly how big these things are. Like, I see they're big. I think they'd fit in the back of the Voron. I really become fond of the Voron. I've been moving everything with that thing. No, if they did, it'd be like a really tight fit. Nah, we're gonna want to bring one of the big trucks. We're gonna bring one of the big trucks. You know, guys, I'm just a huge fan of the, oh, Proseka. Yeah, the Proseka. Let's just call it in over here. Actually, no, let's not be cheap. Let's drive it. We got road most of the way. We got road most of the way. This guy right here. Yeah, we're going to use this guy to move those things. I like this truck. I've not driven this truck in a minute either. The way I see it, it doesn't matter terribly much what we drive. It's probably either this or the, I don't know the name of it, the other big cargo truck with the blade on the front. Because we could maybe fit both of those in this. Yeah, actually we could. We could fit both of those in this. If we had to, we could fit one or more of them sideways. I really love this truck. I love everything about this truck, except its turning radius, of course. I mean, yeah, it turns like you're trying to push a concrete block through molasses, but its capabilities of getting over and through literally anything is unsurpassed. Except for, well, I've compared this head-to-head with the Alsys C400, and they fared pretty even. You know, it was much faster on pavement. This was much faster in the mud. This map so far is pretty muddy. I mean, the map is called Washout. There's a lot of washed out sections here, but I do want to say that the Alsys C400 can go through the same deep water this thing can, but this is bigger. This is just bigger. This is what we want, and I've not driven it in a while. We've already got the Washout crane is out there. We were just pushing stumps with it, right? So it's in a similar spot. We'll use it to load the things in here. But as you can see, like, so this section here is paved. Yeah, so largely it was road from the base all the way to here, where this is our swamp road we did last time. Now, this truck's going to have some issues getting around these curves on this road. Yup. That is this truck's kryptonite. Any turn that is greater than 15 degrees poses a problem. But you know what? Why don't we just cut across the swamp? Yeah, because this truck is the Proseka. We'll just cut right through the swamp. Why am I following the road for? I was going to follow the curvy road. Come on. I actually am saving time. I would have to make that into like a 6-point turn. Look at that. That U-turn there. That'd be like a 6-point turn to get through that. Why do that when we can just crawl through this? Oh, I love this thing. Big meaty tire tracks. Oh, this turn right here is like the exact turn radius of this truck. I'm able to actually make it up this turn. Barely. Oh, no. Okay, almost. So, after the paved road through the swamp, we got this little dirt section here, but at the top of this hill is that oil pump station, and then that's where we started pouring the dirt. So yeah, we just have a few gaps in the road here. If we want to complete this into a road, there's just some gaps here and there. 3-point turn to get through this thing. But it's no problem if you anticipate that you're going to have to make multiple adjustments to a turn, you know, and you stop and you give your front end time to articulate each time before you back up. If you're patient, in other words, as long as you're patient, this thing's not so bad. And here we are right here. In fact, you know what? I've got a pondering. I've got a pondering. Well, if we could move both of these vehicles out there, these are both going to the same place. This Vostok is not officially a towing vehicle of any sort, but it doesn't mean it can't tow. What do you guys think? Let's see. We're going to the same place. If we're going, nah, it's not a towing vehicle. It was a fun idea. It was a fun idea. Let's go ahead and get the Proseka out there. Problem is, it put the e-brake on it. I didn't put it on. It did. It doesn't matter. It's not officially a towing vehicle. I wanted to see. I was like, hey, we're going to the same place. How about we go there together? But it's all right. And that thing is not the ideal vehicle to use to load these objects. It's certainly not. It's hard to load vehicles with that because that thing's crane only works on, it only operates on, you know, like one side of the vehicle. But it's the only crane we've got out here. It's already out here, so. We can definitely get them both in the back of the truck. It's just a matter of, will one of them have to be sideways or something? Let's see here. Oh, let's spin this around. Yeah, got to spin her around. Yeah, one's going to have to be sideways, or both. Let's just put them both sideways. All right, there's one. Kind of boxing myself in here. Let's see if I can get out of this. There we go. Let's grab the other one. Guess I've kind of gotten the hang of loading these things. Yeah, to load stuff with this crane, it's not like loading stuff with other cranes. You gotta, yeah, because the boom won't move much. You gotta bring it there with the vehicle. All right, they're not exactly centered, but they look good enough. It'll get them there. I mean, it'll get both of them there. Of course, we don't know yet how we're getting there. Yep, they're strapped. They be strapped. All right. This is me turning at full lock. I'm turning at full lock. I know, you can't tell the wheels are turned. All right. Let's see here. How are we getting up there? Well, let's forge us a path. Good part is this thing will go through anything. Well, that seems to be the way there. All right, so we are here. All right, let's just make us a path through here. Shows us a road through there. This thing doesn't need any roads. Yeah, this thing doesn't need roads. We'll just cut a line through here. I'm trying to keep this thing's turning radius in mind when I make these. And then, this thing will go up all this. Boom. There we go. There's our path. Yeah. That'll work. We may have to do some, well, I don't know. But you know how it is. When you make a path, you know, from the overhead map, what you see overhead doesn't necessarily translate to what's on the ground. There could be all kinds of weird crap in the way. It wants you to take this with 2 separate deliveries. Yeah, right. That ain't happening. Now, let's see how deep this is. I say we don't need the road through here. I can see grass, so it can't be that deep. How deep could it be if we could see grass, right? Yeah, we didn't need the road. We do need low gear, however. This thing's practically just paddling through the water with the tires at this point. Alright, push over any trees that are in our way. We got a wide load coming through. Whoa, that tree really tossed my front end over a little bit. Now that said, I've never tipped this thing over. This truck, it's really stable. Why won't that darn tree? There we go. Alright, we've got to turn... Okay, start turning left. Yeah, I tried to keep this thing's turn radius in mind when I placed those arrows. Turn a full lock this way. Take us up on this road here. This road might just be the worst part of this, to be honest, because it's going to be all muddy. Where we just went through in the water wasn't muddy. Okay, we're just going to cut straight through this. To up here. Come on, guys. I thought this was going to be a challenge. Okay, wait. The challenge might be getting through these trees. Let's go through up here. Where I put the arrows. This thing doesn't knock over trees as well as some things because, yeah, you hit stuff and the front end, like, flexes on the articulation. We're going to cut the corner on this one. And we are on the road up the hill now. Yeah, I did see these big rocks up there. I don't know how big the rocks are. It's a bit of a landslide, but, let's see here. That's why we got them big tires. Now this is where you know, I've compared this to other trucks such as the Alice's C400. Hold up, this is where they couldn't do it, but this truck probably can. Whoa, I didn't see those big ruts from up there. Hold up. This thing can climb over those rocks. We risk tipping over if we go around them. We can get the Vostok out here and move them. We'd only have to pull like a couple out of the way. Let's see. Think we can crawl over these guys? Guys, this is why I brought this truck. Come on. Come on, truck. This is why we brought the Proseka. Look at this. Come on. I got that one big boulder in the way. Come on. Come on. Sorry, I'm moving the camera all around. I'm trying to... Okay, that one rock is really in the way. I think I was able to scooch that rock out of the way. Let's see. Just enough, I think. Yeah, we got it. We got it, guys. We got it. I was able to, by going through it, by going forward through it, I was able to push it forward. And then when I came back, I was able to drag it back with me out of the way. All right, here we're going to take the high road around these rocks. Piece of cake. Yeah, I saw them from above. Didn't know how big they'd be. Turns out they'd be pretty big. Just got to do a little kind of three-point turn action here. I'm trying to stay on top of this ridge so we don't roll over down there. I've never flipped this truck. I don't think I've ever flipped this. You'd have to try pretty hard. Okay. Oh, I didn't see that from above. Hold up. We got to say, yeah, it was just, well, that's no problem. There's definitely a way through this. I think this truck will do it. I was just saying, I've never flipped this truck. I think it'll go up on that and not flip. I think so. That's really testing it, though. That's really testing it. Will it flip? And these things are kind of hanging a little more off the right side than the left as it is, but I think we're good. We'll take it real slow. Take it real slow. And try not to turn the wheel to the right too much. Yeah, piece of cake. Piece of cake. That was supposed to be a big barrier right there. They were supposed to... Yeah, that's where they're sitting there like, haha, let's see him do this. Guys, I'm glad I chose the Proseka. This was the right truck for the job. I have no doubts about it. Whoa, what do we got here? I think we can go right over this. Hold up, hold up. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Hold up. That's, again, didn't see this from above. Well, let's charge at it. Let's see if this is indeed the truck for the job. Let's charge right at it. Oh, yeah, okay. Ooh, that looked a little worrying. Yeah, that was made to eat trucks alive. Guys, no other truck could have done this. No other truck could have done this. No, because we needed those big tires. Yeah, we needed those big tires. That would have swallowed any other truck right there. I didn't know what I was coming into. I had no idea what I was coming into, but this was the truck for the job. 1000%, this is the truck for the job. I'm just posing the truck for a nice screenshot here for a thumbnail or something. This is a beautiful spot right here. That's our thumbnail. All right. Oh, I'm just celebrating victory here. Yeah, I'm honestly surprised. I knew the truck is capable. I'm honestly surprised that guys, that was awesome. Let's see what happens. You know what I missed? I just realized no Kelly. No Kelly. Every time I complete an objective, it's like, here we go. No Kelly. With her little quirky remarks having to do something to do with coffee or air conditioning, no doubt. All right. Well, that's all built. Let's, guys, that was really cool. Tell me what you think in the comments down below. I didn't, you know, I start this video with the same thing I start every video with. I have an idea of what we want to do, but I don't know how we're going to do it yet. I like to figure this stuff out. And I'm glad I chose this truck. I was going to take the Voron. I was going to take the Voron until I saw that those things were big and may not fit in its bed. And to be fair, it's very capable. And it could have done a lot. But this place had boulders that were meant to stand in your way, and it had chasms that were meant to swallow your truck, and this thing made it through all of it. This thing goes down in history as like the coolest truck ever. Guys, I'd love to hear what you think in the comments down below, and the other things I said throughout the video. Yeah, for sure. I always read through the comments, and I'll get back to you guys. Thanks a lot for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe and follow along with the channel if you want. Got lots of cool stuff here. I'll see you guys next time. Tomorrow, we're going to have Farming Simulator. All right. Peace out.